Hey, this is Mike from the Graphic Novel Show. Are you interested in starting and running your own podcast? Well, you know, this is the second one that we've done. We used to do a different one, and we decided to start this one. And last time we used Anchor, and you know what? We decided to go back with Anchor again because they are the easiest way to make a podcast. They give you everything you need in one place for free. You can do it right from your phone or on your computer. Anchor gives you creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast so it sounds great. You can do that right from your phone. That's quite amazing. They'll also distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Now, what you need to do is go download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hi, I'm Parker, and I use they, them pronouns.
And I'm Mike, and I am he, him, and whatever else fits. And this is the Graphic Novel Podcast. Welcome to our show.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, this is a show where we read graphic novels or sometimes some short comics, zines, things like that. And then we do a review discussion. And we can talk about a lot of different things on this show.
Sometimes we talk about divorce. Sometimes we talk about abortion. A lot of times we talk about queer issues.
We have kids and relationships, all different kinds of stuff. So, yeah. So it's a cool show. And we're glad you're listening. And if you like our show, we'd appreciate if you go to
Twitter, go to Apple Podcasts, and give us a great rating. And if you leave a review, we may read it on the air.
And if you visit us at anchor.fm, Graphic Novel Podcast, you can actually leave a voice message that we can play on the air.
That's exciting. Do you remember growing up and hearing your voice, thinking how cool it would be to hear your voice on the radio? Yeah.
All right. Well, and on to today's show. M.K. Reed is the Eisner Award-nominated author of several graphic novels and comic series on subjects ranging from paleontology to romance to First Amendment rights. Her latest series, The Cast-Offs, is about teen girl wizards who fight robots. Greg Means is a writer and editor from Portland, Oregon. He was the editor of the Ignatz Award-winning anthology series Paper Cutter and is the co-author of the graphic novel The Cute Girl Network with M.K. Reed and Joe Flood. Matt Weigel could be Weigel, but we'll go with Weigel, is the artist of the webcomic Destructor with Sean Collins and drew the Romeo and Juliet adaptation for SparkNotes. He currently works as an industrial designer in Philadelphia. This, I picked it up just because it was there. We were just looking for some stuff to take home. And Greg was standing at his table with some books. And I saw that, and the cover kind of drew me in.
Definitely.
It was the Penny Nichols, and, it's color and stuff. And I'm like, all right. I had no idea what it was about. Just grabbed it, bought it. He signed it for us. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Now that is some blind purchasing there. I don't think I knew that you went in that blindly.
Yes, I didn't. I don't think I looked at anything about it. I'm like, well, part of it was I was running around trying
I wish I could make those
part of
decisions.
It was I was running around.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Parker. How's it going?
Fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you.
We got snowed in half the week.
No, I still had to go to work.
Okay.
I still had to go to work. I just didn't do anything part of the time.
It really wasn't. It wasn't.
Well, the streets were icy. That was why.
The streets were very icy, and a lot of side streets didn't get taken care of. But it was, I don't know. It felt really pathetic.
Well, this is not Buffalo. In Buffalo, we could get a foot of snow overnight, and life goes on the next morning.
Yes, it does.
I mean, there could be a blizzard going on, and everything still goes on.
Like the couple days, the first day when they canceled school, I look outside.
That was last week, right? Last Friday.
Last Friday. No, last Friday was a 2-hour delay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, why? It was like a dusting.
Yeah.
And they had a 2-hour delay.
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking with someone at work who's from Wisconsin, and same thing. They're like, we got snow, and life went on.
But they were preparing for it for like a week beforehand. Snow is coming. Snow is like I've been seeing posts about it, and all over the news and everything. The snow is coming. Be prepared. People were going and buying their kale by the fucking buckload. I mean buckload,
I don't know why.
bunch. Because they wouldn't be able to get to the grocery store.
Oh, that's right. I told you on Sunday. The Costco was the gas station was packed nonstop for hours. Just people just sitting in line 6, 7, 8 cars deep in every line because they were afraid they were never going to have gasoline again.
It was so strange.
It really was. I mean, we got snow when we lived at our other house.
Yeah,
and
more snow, I think, because we sat outside
last year. Actually, last year we got quite a bit.
Yeah,
it snowed 3 significant.
Yeah, at our other house.
Yeah,
because we went out and built a snow fort. Remember, I was out there for hours with our oldest.
Yeah.
The snow was like knee deep.
Yeah,
we got quite a bit. Although they got quite a bit up north too.
Yeah, they did after us.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, but anyhow,
so that was our week. So we had lots of time to read.
Yeah, we did. I read a bunch of stuff, preparing for next month for our Black History Month.
Yes,
I got a new book read and halfway through another one.
Yeah,
so we're gonna be ready for that. But last week's show, I thought we had a good show, but apparently our fans do not like listening to reviews of children's books. So I don't think we'll do too many more.
It's so funny because it didn't seem like, but if people like look up, I guess, the book before, I don't know how people decide whether to listen or not. Right. So they just look up the title like, oh, this looks like an interesting book, or, oh, this doesn't look like anything I'd be interested in. So they don't listen to it, I guess.
Yeah.
I could see that, I guess, but the book was like completely enjoyable as an adult.
It was. I mean, it wasn't made for adults.
No,
but it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
It'd not be.
And we go off topic so often.
I know it's not something I would buy for myself to read. I'd buy for our kids.
Well, yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that we know who our listening audience is, and we will do reviews of those, but they will not be full show reviews anymore.
Yeah.
So just so for the future. But I've got let's see, I've got a preview of a book that got Jed McPherson on Twitter was looking for some help. They're launching a Kickstarter on February 3rd for their book called The Show. The book is already complete, but they have they're doing the graphic novel version of it. So they're trying to get some press on it. And so I checked it out, and let's see, it's written and lettered by Jed McPherson. Artists are Robert Ahmad and Joseph Velasquez, and colored by F.P. Siak Jr. And the story is what happens when TV becomes your reality. For most folks, it'd be a dream, but for Johnny TV, it's a goddamn nightmare. He's completely isolated from human contact and subjected to all kinds of cruel and unusual treatment, all for your entertainment. But what happens when he's pushed too far? The show is an effed up tale of reality TV and the lunatics that create it. It's the Truman Show on a shoestring budget with Hunter S. Thompson as the showrunner. It's the greatest show on earth. It's 80 pages and full color. And I've read it, about half of it, and it's an interesting story. You get that Truman Show-esque kind of thing about it. It was kind of enjoyable. Different story for sure. But so the Kickstarter for the show is going to be on February 3rd. So check that out. What are we doing this week?
This week we decided to go with one that we picked up at Short Run.
That's right.
And had signed by one of the author creators,
Greg Means. I met Greg there and grabbed the book. I kind of like the cover and the name, Penny Nichols.
I find that really, like we went to Fantagraphics this week, and I find it really hard to push past the idea that, you can tell everything by the cover.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of times I'll pull a book and like if the cover doesn't immediately draw me in, I'm like hesitant. And if we didn't do the show, I probably wouldn't look any further than that.
Right.
So
you did pick up some books though when we were at Fantagraphics.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're reading, I didn't say the title, did I?
Well, I said
Penny Nichols, M.K. Reed, Greg Means, and Matt Weigel?
Probably
Weigel. I hope we're saying your name right. I feel like we do this every week.
So what's it about?
I really love the art. Okay. Okay. Stuck working in mind-numbing temp jobs, Penny Nichols yearns to break free from the rut she's found herself in when, by chance, she falls in with a group of misfits making a no-budget horror movie called Blood Wedding. Everything goes sideways. Soon her days are overrun with gory props, failed Shakespearean actors, a horny cameraman, and a disappearing director. Somehow Penny must hold it all together and keep the production from coming apart at the seams. This hilarious graphic novel is a loving tribute to the chaos and camaraderie of DIY filmmaking, and the ways we find our future and our family in the unlikeliest of places.
Exactly.
And it's 1999.
It just came out last year.
Yeah.
And about the authors and creators. So the reason that I just grabbed this was because I was in a hurry trying to grab a bunch of things because I had left the children while you went to the car.
Wait, what?
You went to the car.
That's when you picked it up, is when I had to go add money to our car?
Yes.
So our parking
I let
spot?
the kids sit there and I would run down an aisle, watch the kids, grab something, and then run back, check on them. Then I'd run down another aisle.
I knew you couldn't be trusted.
Hey, everybody's good. Everybody's good. And we got a good book here.
I can't believe you. You couldn't wait 10 minutes?
It was more than 10 minutes.
Well,
all right.
I ran as fast as I could.
So Penny Nichols is this sarcastic woman. She's in her 30s, right?
I can't believe you.
She's in her 30s, right?
I don't know.
She's in her 30s. It starts out with her working at a
temp job. Oh no,
it's not even a temp job. She's working for her sister at like a booth for some health some health food thing.
Disgusting sludge.
Yeah, that her sister has created and is selling, and
at a health fair.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how she shows up.
Man, when I first read that, when it first came up, I was like, "What is this?"
Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking.
I am not interested in this.
But she's got this real sarcastic attitude
oh my God, it's
throughout the entire book. It's and
she's handing out samples of the sludge.
And she'd make comments too. Let's see if I could find something.
Oh yeah, her find one real quick. It's so funny.
And that's how she meets the guys.
I want to be best friends with her.
Yes, that's how she meets the guys who are making this horror movie.
Yeah.
She calls it one guy, Sam, goes, "What's this?" He's the director. "What's this?" And she goes, "A vitamin-rich probio, anti-juice, and professional strength floor cleaner." And he's like, "It's like everything here was developed for cancer patients, but is being sold to bored yuppies instead."
Yep.
So someday, she goes, "Someday we'll all walk around with an IV of this stuff constantly dripping into our bloodstream. It's the future of food." So, I mean, that's just the whole book is like that. She's just...
Yeah. Well, and everybody treats her like, I mean, not her friends, but like her sister and her room, they treat her like garbage. And in fact, she walks up and the person who is working for her sister is like, what are you wearing?
Penny Nichols? She's like, "Penny Nichols? Of course it's you. You're late.
You're late and you're fat and you're...
Exactly. She goes, "Could you take that sweater off and show some cleavage?"
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, God, I hate people.
Didn't she say, "Do you want me to take my dress off too?" Didn't she say that?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Sam was like, "It does have a post-apocalyptic taste to it. What is it really?" And she's like, "Pear juice and seaweed. And it's homemade?" "Oh, if by homemade you mean processed in an industrial bottling plant in Pittsburgh." But
yes, definitely homemade.
It's and her sister is like, "I am the epitome of what we should be. You look at you. You're still working a temp job. You're in your 30s, and."
And she treats her kids like crap too, which makes me so sad.
her sister. Penny has no kids. She doesn't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. She doesn't have kids. Nothing.
Yes, the mean sister.
Yes,
it's just mean. Maybe it's because all she's drinking is this fucking sludge. She's just miserable all the time.
Maybe.
She's not actually eating food.
Exactly. So what happens is these guys, Sam and I forget the other guy's name.
The horn dog.
The horn dog. They both they give her their card. Oh, and that's a funny thing. This happens several times. He hands a business card, and it's called Satan's Fingers Productions. And he's like, the other guy's like, hey, wait, I thought it was supposed to be called Kill Shot Films.
Yeah, they never. And
they don't agree on the name of the film.
Sam just changes it all the time. Just like whatever pops into his head, he just decides to change whatever. The name of their production company, the name of their film,
exactly.
the name of, it's just up in the air.
Exactly.
And it's always, hey, I thought we decided something else. No, that's not what we decided.
Exactly. And what happens is she's like, you know what? I work this temp job. I can take some time off. I'll go hang out and see what they're doing for this low budget movie. And she ends up basically running the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Sam is the director and the creative idea behind it, but he has no script. He doesn't have storyboards, anything. She forces him to actually get on a schedule and do things.
Uh-huh. And then,
And then she ends up doing 3/4 of the stuff
herself. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
she's like, let's make this like essentially, just thrown out ideas. Let's put some organization to the
exactly
ideas that you have that you're calling a script, but they're really just like a garbage bag of
right. Exactly. And Sam's wife, who's like 8 months pregnant, is like, oh, you know what? You're a savior. She goes, I love that he makes these movies and everything, but it's always just like slipshod, just by the seat of his pants, and you're actually making him do things in an order and structure and everything. She's like, it's great.
Yeah.
But it's funny also when they were looking at the wedding dress with the actress that's going to play the bridezilla. She talks about how her raging pregnancy hormones make her want to kill the woman. Do you remember
what? That? I don't remember that part.
Yeah, when they're in the store.
Oh, she wants to kill the actress?
Yes.
Oh. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. But so there's and it's a whole the book, it's pretty long. How long is it?
200 pages?
Yep, 206 pages. And it's black and white, full color cover. But it is the whole story is and let's go back. The art is great.
I love the art.
The art is great. I love the way that they can capture all the different facial expressions. They do a real good job, just conveying all those different feelings and emotions and stuff. And it's great. And they're not all skinny people either. They're just a bunch of regular looking people.
Yeah. I was kind of missing people of color there, but
yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
At the same time, we've talked about that, and I don't know, like I did that in my one fiction book. I put a Latino in, and I put a woman of color, and I was trying to do it because I was trying to make
a token in there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to make it diverse because it was loosely based on my own business.
Yeah.
And I had none of that because all the people I hired ended up being white people. I hired some different people, but none of them stuck around. One of the very first people I hired was a black guy who quit before we opened because he went to be a TA at college because
that is a far superior job to a part-time bike messenger. Just so you know.
But he wanted to be a bike messenger, and he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
But I tried, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to have a diverse crew.
Yeah.
So that's why I made it in the book. I made it a diverse crew because I really wanted that.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of,
I did have women.
I feel like you hired anybody who gave you that.
I ended up having to hire anybody. I went through most of the critical mass culture of Buffalo anyhow.
And they all quit so fucking fast.
It's in the book, it's mentioned, but the one woman literally quit the same day.
Yeah.
I think I had people who didn't show up. Somebody back then too, I had pagers, and the one guy just never showed up again. I had to go to his house to get his pager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, at least you had his address.
Yeah. That was, and it was before I lived in the city. So it was early on.
You weren't too far from the city though.
No, but before we lived on the west side.
Yeah.
And it turned out that's where he lived, right over there.
Yeah.
But it was before I knew the area as well.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But anyhow, so
you worked your bike messengers really hard, though. I don't blame them. I only lasted a couple months for you.
It was hard work. It
was.
Anyhow, so Penny Nichols has this amazing art. It's great artwork, and all different kinds. Oh, this great part. They want to have the ability to have easy rolling shots with the camera.
Oh yeah.
And they said, if you use a wheelchair, somebody could pull the wheelchair, and you can have pretty smooth, steady shots.
Yeah, which that's actually how they met her, because they came to this health fair thinking that there would be like medical supplies there, so they might be able to buy a wheelchair there.
Oh yeah,
or find a wheelchair at the health fair.
So the Sam's wife at one point steals one from a hospital.
Yes,
but it's great. They have all these different things, and the story also shows a lot of scenes from the movie, like how they're filming them and all the special effects, because it's a horror movie. So they have this kid who's it's his last. Is he high school? I think he's like between.
Yeah,
it's after high school, but he's going to.
No, I think was he going to grad school or something?
He's going to be going to college in the fall. He's going to be going to college. I don't think it's.
He looked older than that, though.
I thought so too, but I don't know if it was grad school. But anyhow, he's going to be going. So they only have him for a couple months,
right?
And he does all this amazing special effects stuff. So they have to use him, and
yeah, they had some pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, I kind of want to see the movie.
And it would be cool. And Sam works as a caterer. So at this place that that he works at,
like banquet hall kind of thing.
This giant banquet hall with big staircase and all this stuff. He's able to use it during the week when they don't have things booked, so they're able to use it.
As long as they leave the place as they find it, they are free to.
Yeah, except for the problem is they're blowing up so many pieces of people in like the kitchen. They're getting a little upset because they're finding little skull pieces and stuff.
Was it the kitchen that they were upset about? I thought that they said we should do more scenes in the kitchen.
Maybe that's what it was. They should do more because you can clean it easier.
And nobody cares what it looks like back there.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Something like that.
Yeah, he was starting to get on their nerves a little bit. So they had to
you
hurry
see him
up
like
and finish
painting in the background too.
Yeah, exactly, because they have to
really
cover
have
up
to fix everything.
But yeah, it was a great story. And I really, really like the characters. I like Penny Nichols so much. I'd love to see more stories with her.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, she's just a great. I just love that sarcasm, that sarcastic character.
I know that's really your jam.
It really is,
yeah.
and she's just and the writing is great. It's really funny, and I wasn't sure as I was reading it. I'm like, this whole story is about them making a movie. I'm not sure, it's pretty long, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I like it. I liked it.
And Penny's able to get her niece and nephew and her sister.
Was it niece? I think it's two nieces.
Two nieces and her sister to actually participate in the big wedding scene too.
Yeah, but her sister was pissed, wasn't she? She didn't realize what was happening. She just was told she had to come. The au pair thing kind of bugged me because, she didn't like that Laura was, kind of being a shitty parent and was like really stringent about what went in their kids' mouths and stuff.
Right.
And so she would like go behind her back and give them, I mean, nothing like, it wasn't like she was feeding them candy 24/7 or anything, but then she's like, don't tell mom.
Right.
Like, that is so terrible.
But she was also teaching them things, and they like had structure. No,
I know. I couldn't decide if I loved or hated her for that exact reason. Like, I didn't think that she was doing anything terrible, but she also wasn't respecting her bosses.
Right.
Well, I know. I completely agree, but I just feel like, and I mean, it doesn't matter because she would have just fired her if she would have brought it up to her.
Right.
But, yeah.
And if it bothered her that much, she would have fired her.
And the kids, I mean, obviously were very happy and liked her very much. So that makes a big difference. But.
Yes. And they listened at one point,
Penny says, I've never seen these kids so happy.
Exactly. And she came to visit, to check on them because Laura was afraid that,
and she wasn't afraid to do it in front of the sister either, which was surprising. Like, I think she said it. I think she said the au pair said it in front of Penny. She said, "Don't tell your mom."
Oh, she did. She did. Yeah.
So it wasn't. It was like she knew that. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny. I was reading something about how sometimes people struggle writing, trying to find like some part that they're missing and they're really struggling with it. And then they write, they did a Star Wars thing and they're like, oh, General Palpatine just reappeared. It's like he was killed or he was dead or whatever. And then they just made him reappear and they never explained how. It must be in the
Star Wars.
It must be in a new movie or something. So it's like, look at, if they can do it in Star Wars, why do you have to worry about it in your fucking book?
Because they're Star Wars.
Yeah, but
because that just makes more hype. It just makes more hype. More people are talking about your show because they're, somebody's talking about what is the saying? God, I can't believe it won't come out of my mouth. Any feedback is good feedback. I can't.
Yeah, unless
any
you're
advertising is what is the saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying, but what am I saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying though, but everybody else does too. They know what you're saying. But you know what? I also was reading an article written about about women, and in the because apparently Kylo Ren Rey had like a little thing going on, and
wait, they're siblings though, aren't they?
I don't know, but there was something they were calling it. It's like Kylo Ren and Rey, Kyrie or something. I don't know what the heck it was.
What? Like Brangelina.
Mm-hmm. Is that kind of thing? I forgot what it was called.
But I thought they were siblings.
Raylo. Yeah. And all of the Gamergates and all those kind of people are flipping out because women shouldn't be involved in any of those type of discussions, and they shouldn't have any type of romantic thoughts about what should happen in Star Wars because white men are the ones who should have all of the say basically. And
oh my God.
Yeah, it was a horrible discussion thing. And women,
I shouldn't be surprised.
The one actress quit Twitter. She got off of social media because she was trolled so much. That she finally just quit. She said, fuck it.
How many people can you block before it's just like,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Well, because it's never ending either. You can block people, but that like the trolls, they'll just fucking create a new account and keep coming at you.
Oh, and even if it does stop in a couple months, somebody else will dig up something you said, and they'll spread it again, and then it'll start over again, and it'll just keep going.
Yeah.
But anyhow, my point was to bring that thing about the writing up was because you made a comment about it, and I'm like, it doesn't really matter in the story. They can just change. They can do anything they want in the story. It wouldn't matter.
What did I say?
You had said something that triggered that. That's why I said it.
Oh.
It had something to do with Laura. But anyhow, yeah, I
don't remember what I said.
I know. This was a fun book.
No, it was good. I liked it a lot. I read it pretty quickly, even though it was a big book too.
And I've always wanted to make a low budget movie.
I have no doubt.
You did.
Actually, what am I talking about? You did.
Actually, we did make two low budget horror movies.
They were terrible. But
we made two. One of them was with a Super 8 camera and silent. And we had when I had it transferred from film to I think they put it on VHS at the time.
Oh my God.
And they added like porn music.
Oh my God.
It was like this porn music, and that was it. The movie's like 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
And then we made another one the next year or the year after that was longer with a camera. I think it was when it must have been when we were doing the TV show. And I think I borrowed a camera. I'm pretty sure I borrowed a camera from the studio.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So It went back with the smell of smoke.
The
smell of wood smoke.
I'm sure they were thrilled about that.
Nobody ever said anything.
You didn't get charged for it?
No. But yeah, so I mean, we have made low budget horror movies, but I don't know that you
can really compare.
They were low budget. They were
home videos. Honey.
They were home videos for the most part. They were horror movies. They had a basic structure, which I did. I created
My friend Melissa had a video, I think she was the only one that had a video camera. It was one of those big, home VHS video cameras. And we used to film I wonder where those ever went. They probably got thrown out, but we would record ourselves like singing Spice Girls and stuff. Just like I don't know why we would even decide. We'd just pull out the video camera. And
the same reason our kids stand in front of the camera and do things.
We were much older than
they will than
their kids. Our kids.
Do you ever see these stupid TikTok things? These are adults.
I do not watch TikTok.
I don't either, but I see these clips every once in a while, and it's like and somebody made a comment.
I just read an article the other day about children on TikTok.
Well, they said it went up. It went from like 50 to 80 million views last year.
Wow.
And it's a Chinese company that could be spying on us.
Yeah.
Several military departments have said that their service people cannot use it because they don't know if they're spying on us.
Uh-huh.
I mean, all it is Vine. It's just a new version of Vine.
Yeah, I had some Vine come up on my it's gone though. I had it come up on my timeline as memories. Mm-hmm. And so I clicked on them. It had like the thumbnail. Mm-hmm. They were Vines of Gerlando and they were gone.
Oh yeah, Vine. Vine disappeared.
Yeah.
They went out of business.
Made me really sad.
Shut down. But
because of TikTok?
No, they were gone for a few years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but these are adults lip syncing to songs, and like the one was this 20-something like singing all these metal songs from the 90s that her father listened to or something, and it's just like clips of like Linkin Park and all kinds of stuff. I'm like,
I love Linkin Park.
I know, but it's just like, and she's just lip syncing to it, and it's like, that's no different than what you were talking about doing.
Yeah,
and she's really in her 20s, so you don't have to worry about. Then they're doing this for millions of people to look at. So
we used to sing to Whitney Houston too. We had this whole
let's not get into Whitney in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
She's still amazing. Was an amazing
Houston a rock and roll person?
No, she's not.
Even close.
She's not. But she's still an amazing artist, and I mean, she deserves recognition.
Yeah. Yes,
just
not for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I agree with you.
But Jan Werner from Rolling Stone is the one who's behind all this, and he doesn't like certain people. Didn't like Kiss, and
at least he let a black woman in, I guess.
Well, they've let some in,
and a woman.
The only reason Kiss got in there was because the fans voted them in, and they really had no choice because they have this fan vote now, and if fans vote a certain artist in,
they have to do it.
They have to allow it.
Huh. Interesting.
So yeah. But
that's how he got around feeling. That's how he disconnected himself from it. I bet. Like I didn't let them in. Like in his head, there's there's an asterisk. Like they were they were fan voted, and what do the fans know?
Mm-hmm. But somebody had posted, somebody we follow said, if some of these other ones can be in there, why can't the Monkees be in there? The Monkees had a ton of hits, and their early songs were all just singing. They didn't create any of the music. But that's no different than a lot of the bands, the bands from the 60s that were just singing bands, or NSYNC or any of those that just sang songs. They didn't write them.
Yeah.
Later on, the Monkees wrote a bunch of their own stuff.
Right.
So, and they had a bunch of hits. So it was a good point. Why shouldn't they be in there? Probably because same reason Kiss wasn't in there.
Then why shouldn't Whitney be in there?
They were pop rock. Whitney had nothing to do. Oh. It's not even close.
I don't know if you're arguing for NSYNC.
No. I'm not arguing for NSYNC.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm saying that type of music where they didn't create their own. They were just figureheads, basically.
Okay.
Just singing songs.
I mean, at least she created her own.
Well, she might have. I just don't think that she belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of
Fame. Well, I would not call her music rock and roll.
Not even close. She was a contemporary pop artist, probably R&B. Anyhow, she's dead.
I'm aware. It's a tragedy.
Some people might not know.
Oh, are you announcing it? You're announcing it for the world.
I'm announcing it. Anyhow,
you heard it here last, folks.
Penny Nichols. Penny Nichols by M.K. Reed, Greg Means, and Matt Weigel, or Weigel. Could be Weigel. Depends on how they pronounce it, because a lot of times German names, the second vowel is the one you say.
It could be a V sound then, right?
Weigel?
Weigel, if it's German. Don't they say their W's like V?
It could be. You can let us know, Matt.
I'm really sorry, Matt, if we're butchering your last name. That probably should just be said the way it's spelled. My former name was like so easy. You just say it how you see it, and everybody always got it wrong
because it had an N.
They'd add an N, but I mean, understandably, right? Because it's every time you see ing. Like it is always ing. It's not ig.
Right.
So whatever.
Instagram?
Yeah, exactly. My last name.
You were Instagram?
I was Instagram.
You were the original.
The original.
You were IG. But yeah, this is a really fun book. It's not a hard book to read. It's not something that you would struggle reading. It's good, fun art, fun.
It wasn't.
Fun
I
story.
don't. Do you feel like it was gore? I didn't feel like it was gory, but I mean, there's like the intent. Like it's intended to be gory, but it's like not bothersome because it's like clearly fake.
Yes, it's all
like it shows like
right.
the background,
the
background gore kind of stuff.
Like
so,
how they make some of it.
The fake bunny.
Yeah. But again, I yes, the fake bunny with a vibrator in it. That from a previous movie,
I forgot about the vibrator,
in it, so it moved. But it was Grandma's vibrator.
Of course, it was Grandma's vibrator.
But
they see now that poor Grandma, if she had arthritis, she needed to get Grace and Frankie's vibrator.
Oh yeah. But this, I love the character. Actually, these characters could work together again.
Oh, absolutely.
In some other story, it would be great. And this just came out last year, so who knows? Maybe it's something that
I hope they'd
work on in the future.
I hope they do.
But yeah, they're fun, and it would be good, even if it's just Penny and her family. I'm sure they could do something good.
I could do less.
Less
of Laura.
But then you'd add more characters,
and the roommate too. Oh, we didn't even talk about the roommate.
The roommate.
The roommate was awful.
Oh, Penny's roommate.
They call her fat and
mean,
lazy. And
oh yeah, is that your fat?
When I let you move in with me, I didn't think you were gonna be here. Like,
yeah, exactly. Because Penny. A couple things we didn't say. She doesn't have really any life. She goes to work. She comes home and just like sits in her room. So the roommate's upset because she thought she was going to have like the apartment to herself all the time, but she needed a roommate to help pay her rent. And Penny doesn't have a life. She goes on one date early in the book.
But can you blame her for not like if I was single, I wouldn't be dating.
Yeah, because there's a lot of losers out there.
It's just too much.
It is. She does sleep with someone though.
That's right. Read the book to find out who Penny Nichols sleeps with.
We really like this book, and I'm glad I grabbed it. Glad I picked it up.
I know, right? Of all the things, of all the books to just grab. I mean, the art would have pulled me in too.
Yeah, it was, and it's a fun story too.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and yet another horror. I mean, it's not really a horror book, but another horror thing.
Yeah, we've had a few of those that we've come. Yeah. We've kind of like, it's like memoirs or horror. It's kind of where we've been going.
Yeah.
But yeah, check this out for sure. It's from Top Shelf Productions, and I believe Tugboat Press is also involved in that. So I think that's all. We've got another good book next week. And then we're going to be rolling into our the beginning of our Black History Month. It's going to be the last episode of this month is going to be the beginning of Black History Month for us.
Yeah.
So it's going to be good. We've got some good stuff lined up.
Yeah.
So hopefully
exciting stuff.
Hopefully everybody likes it. We're not trying to belittle it. We're trying to highlight.
Belittle it.
Because some people talk about, give Black people 1 month a year. We've tried to.
I mean, we've read other books by them throughout.
Ezra Clayton Daniels,
it's not like we are only reading white people
Ben
the rest of the year.
No, we're trying to.
I mean, I think that we need to focus on Black creators.
We will. We will do more, but we're going to do it for the month because it's Black History Month. We're going to do it for the month, and then through the year we'll find some more good stuff. I found a list of some Black creators. So we'll pull from that list too.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, until next week, my name is Mike.
And I'm Parker.
And this is
the Graphic Novel Podcast. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy listening to our podcast, make sure that you like, share, give us a great rating. We love to hear back. You can find us on Twitter at Graphic Novel Pod, or you can check out our Instagram at Graphic Novel Podcast.
Or you can visit our website. We got a brand new website. It is graphicnovelpodcast.com. Or you can send us a comment or question or any kind of thing like that.
Yeah, we love hearing from our listeners.
Request for a book to be reviewed or anything like that to graphicnovelpodcast@gmail.com. And biggest thing, if you're listening to the podcast and you like it, visit your favorite podcast distribution host like iTunes or whatever, and give us a review. Give us Stitcher, Breaker, all them, and give us a review and stars, because that's.
Hey, if you give us 5 stars in a review, we may read it on there.
Yes, we will definitely, and that will help us expand the number of people listening to our show.
That's the best way that we can share our show is by our listeners.
That's right. So thanks for listening again this week.